Hi, I'm Michelle at the Capitol with Senator McKay to talk about Senate Bill 188 regarding pelvic exams. Can you tell us about the bill?
Yeah, we saw in recent news reports that a practice that had happened a long time ago is still happening, i.e., a patient who's under the influence of anesthesia could have people, touching their sexual organs without their permission. And in today's society, I think we've decided, and it's a decision we made long ago, that we want people to have permission. And so, Senate Bill 188 is a bill that requires doctors to give you both a verbal acknowledgement that you get consent if there's anyone other than the treating physician who's going to give a pelvic exam, either male or female, it's irrelevant. But so requires that consent, not just verbal, but you also have to write it down, have to keep it on record and do some of those things. And I think this really does, help restore the balance to where it should be. I don't think in today's society that anybody should be okay with that practice. And I've got four daughters and a wife, and as I heard the news story, I said, this is something I know. It's just cut and dry. We shouldn't be doing this anymore.
Right. Do you have anyone fighting this?
Honestly, no one's fighting it. What there's been a lot of involvement from the medical association,
Okay.
and obviously they're not interested in trying to preserve the practice. Instead, what they're doing is they're saying, hey, let's make sure that we get it right, the language, one, and two, the other part, and the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office reached out as well, and they're saying, well, what happens if a patient shows up in the emergency room and it's clear that they've been sexually assaulted but aren't awake and can't give consent, but we need to preserve evidence? What do we do? And so that's been some of the interesting parts of the bill, is to see the community come together and everybody say, yeah, this shouldn't happen, one, and two, because it shouldn't happen, let's make sure that the law is clear on how it should be written.
Awesome. That's great. For more information or to contact your legislator, just click on the link in the description below.